Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Great Asian Podcast, Casting Out. I'm here with my co-host, Noah, the most critically acclaimed burping mascot for the Eagles.
Thank you. And I'm here with my co-host, Simon, the YouTube award winner
Streamies?
of the shittiest intro.
Oh, the streamies. I'm here for that. I like that for me.
Yeah, if you watched our most recent Grid Engine video, you'll see what I'm talking about.
Exactly. All right, everybody. Welcome. Thank you for coming. We appreciate you so much. So this podcast has two sponsors. The first of which is Barry's Guitars.
Barry's Guitar. And our second sponsor from the episode is Queefers.
Okay, we will hear more from both of them later. Now, what are we talking about today, Noah? It was kind of your idea, so I think we should, go over some of that nonsense, yeah?
So today we're going to be talking about our new and just recently introduced channel, The Castouts, which was originally the name of this one, but we changed it to Casting Out because that's the name of the podcast.
Yep.
The Castouts is the channel that we are going to be uploading all of our vlogs, like challenge type fun activity videos and vlogs. Basically all the stuff that we like to do that isn't related to cars. That isn't directly related to fixing and modifying cars. And so, all that stuff is going to be going on the cast outs. It's going to be a ton of fun.
Cool.
There's already 6 videos up on it.
Yeah.
Some of them are oldies, but they're all goodies.
Yeah, they deserve a better spotlight because they're buried somewhere on the gaming channel.
Oh, yeah. Buried pretty far down. But yeah, so I am really, really excited for just the direction this new channel is going.
So here's the thing, everybody. Grid Engine was my idea originally, and you can see in the very first videos, it's just me and then whoever I could get to hang out with me that day, pretty much. And I would just fuck off and do whatever. But
until about a year ago,
right,
when I started being the basically regular co-host.
Yeah, year and a half now, I think.
/ cameraman. I think it's been just about a year.
No, you're right. Yeah, the first video went up beginning of December 2021.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
So just a little over a year.
Yeah, a little over a year. And so what we're doing now is this channel, Casting Out, was kind of it was our together idea.
Yeah,
for a
we
podcast.
got drunk one night and we were like, we had one interesting conversation. We're like, podcast time.
Yeah, pretty much.
And we haven't had an interesting conversation since.
I disagree. Whenever Eric's here, we're interesting. He's our emotional support animal. But so, and then we have the gaming channel. That's something we've done for a very long time.
Yeah, that was because I remember we were really young and I had like my own personal gaming channel that has since disappeared, been deleted. I was very like self-conscious of my shit when I was a teenager, so I deleted all of it.
We all were. It's okay.
But I found out you had one too, and we started doing a lot of stuff together on that as well.
It was fun, except the editing was fun.
The editing, we were both very new to editing, so the editing was pretty piss poor.
Well, it's just even now, if you sit me down in front of an hour of gaming footage, I'll sit you down in front of one of those chairs with a hole in the bottom where I get to smack your balls like James Bond, because I won't appreciate you and it's going to piss me off. I know that was a very specific reference, but you know what? We're going to go with it.
No, well, you have a point because like recently, so I still have my personal gaming channel called Hugo Pop. It doesn't get videos very often at all. It gets like one video a year, maybe.
Right.
Just because editing gaming content is really tedious, so it's really hard to get through. I was playing Fortnite with some friends, and I was drinking, and I got drunk, and I recorded the whole thing, and it was... I have no idea if the footage is good, but it was a really fun night.
Right.
But it's an hour and 45 minutes of footage. And that was like 2 weeks ago, and I have collectively gone through about 10 minutes of the footage.
Yeah.
Just because I start going through it, and I just get bored.
Yeah, because you start with like, okay, here we go. I need to cut this down to about 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And if it's really worth 20 minutes, it'll be 2 parts. Because gaming videos that are 20 minutes long never get watched. So you do that, and then it's like, well, now that I've cut this down and wasted a significant amount of my life, now I need to make all of this actually worth watching. Because if you weren't there, it's not that funny. So I need to add text, memes, sound effects, edits, zoom in, zoom out, colors, whatever. You need to add it
Just
all to
all the
make it
different types
worth
of edits.
fucking watching. And so that's another 10 to 20 hours of your life. And you're like, I could have
toppled a government by now.
Yeah, seriously. I could have brought down a government, caught a fish perhaps. I could have done just about anything. I could have done so much more with my time. And unless you're already a big YouTuber, it's not worth it. The payoff is not worth it.
Well, and a lot of gaming YouTubers nowadays just have paid editors.
It makes sense, but even those guys, like, I can't imagine they want to do that forever because that's not even your content. That's not even funny to you.
Yeah, well, that's why a lot of them go through editors.
Yeah. Because the editors are like, well, I got a gig with someone interesting, so bye.
Yeah, well, because who was it? Game Grumps. They originally, one of their crew, his name was Barry. He edited all their videos, and then he stopped, and then they got this new guy, and then he got a job editing movie trailers, so he dipped, and then the YouTube channel Super Mega, Matt and Ryan used to also edit for Game Grumps, but then they left Game Grumps and focused on their own shit. So editing gaming content, especially when it's not your own, is just tedious.
It's a job. Pretty much. And it shouldn't be. Editing should be a passion, At
least that's how I feel. I know there's some people out there who probably think editing gaming content is the coolest, funnest thing ever, but also, like, I'm not friends with a lot of other people who make gaming content. So when I'm playing with those people, it's not back-to-back joke after joke with trying to, get that YouTube energy.
Yeah.
We're just chilling, vibing. It's like our after work vibe night. We all get on Discord and we play video games, and funny things happen throughout the night.
That's why you need 2 hours to make 10 minutes.
Exactly.
Because if you go into it balls to the wall, like, we're gonna make this funny,
we're gonna make a video,
then it's a little bit easier. But even then, we tried to do that a couple times. We were like, we're making a video, we're recording, and it just got scrapped because it wasn't funny.
Yeah.
So we hate gaming content, so that's why the gaming channel is stagnant. So there you go. Pretty exciting. So moving on to
watching it, making it is a different story.
Yeah. Casting out. That is your...
No, casting out is this. The cast outs.
The cast outs is your deal. We talked about it, and I was like, hey, man, I think we should do another channel for our more just out-of-place stuff. And you were like, that would be cool, except, like, how do you want to do it? And I was like, well, I want you to be in charge of this one. I want it to be your thing. And you were like, well, I'm very particular about how I want my channel to be. And I'm very, very, I don't know, it's very important to me. And it's going to be a passion that I have for that channel. So I can't just put whatever on there, I
need to be proud of it.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's totally fair. So I think you're probably going to take most of this podcast because this is answering any questions that people might have about why and what it is,
Because I remember that conversation we had, because I also remember, I think what sprung that conversation, if I remember correctly, I talked to you about wanting a passion project for myself. Because, like, Grid Engine, I love working on Grid Engine with you. I love working on the cars with you. It's super fun, and I definitely enjoy it. And I love cars, but cars have never really been my passion in life. So for me, Grid Engine has always been like a fun activity that I get to do. It's not a passion that I'm pouring myself into. So I remember I had that conversation with you. I was like, I really want something that, I'm really passionate about, that I get to do, blah, blah, blah. And then you threw that idea at me, and then I came back with the, like you said, well, I'm gonna be particular. And part of the reason that I was so intense, I can't think of the word I'm looking for, so adamant about getting the point across that like, I'm gonna care about this channel, and if we make a video and it's bad, sucks to suck, it's not going up. Either that or I'm spending more time on it. And because also the thing about the cast outs is it's not gonna really have an upload schedule. Because I want to be able to take the time I need to get the video as good as I can get it. In the future, it may get an upload schedule if I get to the point where I have a lot of time that I can pour into it and stuff like that. But for now, it's like after work on the weekends, I get to work on videos. Part of the reason I was so adamant about the fact that I wanted a lot of control over it and over what was happening on it and the content that went up on it is because I've always been into content creation.
Right.
I was super young. My parents had a computer in the living room because we didn't have an office, and I would watch Ryan Higa's old video, like the big bouncing inflatable green ball, how to be ninja, how to be gangster, stuff like that. And I loved those videos.
Right.
Like what was it, the iPhone Human or whatever. Loved those videos, and honestly that was the first thing that sparked my interest in content creation.
Yeah.
And throughout it I just kept on having other content creators reaffirm that passion. Like back in like late 2010 to like early 2013 I was really into Smosh.
Oh yeah, see, I was the other way. I went the Vanoss direction.
Yeah.
Vanoss was my absolute favorite. That was the reason I got into gaming videos completely.
Yeah.
Or the reason I started making them is because of him and his crew. And yeah, I just watched that. So I consumed so much of that content. And I was like, man, I want to do that shit. And then I did it worse. And here we are.
For me, what got me into gaming content originally, I saw stuff like Markiplier and stuff like that. And
Markiplier is a big one.
Yeah, because I was passionate about gaming content for a while, and what sparked that passion was the Fitz gang, like Fitz, Swagger Souls, and all them. I watched their videos, awesome. And I loved them.
Yeah.
And if you watch some of my videos, you can kind of see a remnants of their like editing style.
Well, the most obvious
nowhere near as
is
good.
Subtitling.
Yeah,
in editing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's definitely nowhere near as good or funny because I was really new at it. But
it's time consuming too. The subtitling is like,
it takes forever.
It will take you another 10 hours to get through the video.
Yeah.
It's fucking ridiculous.
But so when I had that passion really young for making videos and stuff like that through Ryan Higa and Smosh and stuff like that, I had an iPod Touch.
Hell yeah, dude.
And it had a camera on it and it had all these video editing apps.
Well, yeah.
So I was dude, this is the coolest thing ever. I can add gunshots and gun sound effects and lightsabers and it was the coolest thing ever. So and there was also, I can't remember what the app was called, but there was even an app where you could like splice the videos up and like put multiple videos into a timeline and splice them up. So I would literally do everything on my iPod Touch. I would film it, I would edit it and everything just right there on my iPod Touch.
That poor iPod Touch, dude, trying to render that shit.
Oh yeah, it was, oh boy. And what would happen though is that I would make videos with my friends at the time, my neighborhood friends, and every time I would make these videos, I would have a general concept or a general idea, and then I would tell it to my friends and be like, hey, here's my idea, here's my script or my outline.
Right.
This is what I want to do. They would always interject and basically be like, well, I don't like that. I don't think that's funny. Or I think this is funnier or whatever. And it's not necessarily that one of our ideas was funnier. It's just that we had different tastes and we liked different things.
Yeah.
But what ultimately ended up happening is the videos always ended up turning out nothing like I originally intended them to. And because basically what my friends would do, they would pitch me these ideas and they would be like, well, I don't like that, let's do this instead, or let's change this to that, or let's change that to this. And I don't mind suggestions or criticism. The problem was though, is if I didn't take their suggestions or criticisms, they wouldn't work with me.
Oh.
They would be, because I mean, we were kids, you know what I mean? We were snotty, stuck up kids. So they would be, it's not like they were shitty people. We were like 12.
Right.
But they would be like, well, if we're not going to do it that way, then I don't want to do it because I think your way is dumb and it's not funny. So all my videos never turned out anything like the way I imagined them.
Right.
And because of that, I've become kind of a little bit protective of my content and my stuff when it's something that I'm really passionate about. I want to have like this wall up that I'm like, this is mine. Fuck off. Don't touch it. Because even if nobody else finds it funny, I made it the way I wanted to.
Yeah.
And like I said, I'm totally open to suggestions and criticism and ideas.
Yeah.
I need it from people who can give me that and then respectfully understand when I don't want to take their suggestions.
Well, it also helps to like get that information or criticism from someone who you respect in general on the topic, you know, like
True.
if you give me a critique about a video, I take it seriously because you are also a video producer and editor, you know, and you know, it's vice versa, I'm sure. And so it's like, yeah, having just someone coming to act all of a sudden come into that, and it's like, who are you? Shut the fuck up, dude.
Yeah.
Like, just sit on the rock and say the line. Like, get over it.
No, I had this one. The one I remember most vividly is I had a friend. The idea was really dumb and really short, but for some reason I thought it was funny enough to make a video, and I also just wanted to make a video. So I came up with this really simple, dumb idea. The idea was my character was hungry, went into his cabinet, and there was no food. He sits down on his living room couch and looks out the window and sees someone walking down the street holding a banana, and he decides he wants that banana. So he runs out of his front door and starts chasing this man, and this man starts running down the street, and he chases him down the street, catches up with him, and punches him in the back of the head, and he falls over, and then he grabs his banana and eats it. That was the whole video.
Nice.
My friend, who I had helping me, who was the guy holding the banana,
Yeah.
he was faster than me, and he ran faster than me, and he refused to slow down for the sake of the video and like pretend I was faster than him.
That's so stupid.
So he's like, no. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna run from you, and then after I run from you for a while, I'm gonna like just like be like, you know, in like I'm so scared that I can't run anymore, and I stop and I turn around and I look at you and I scream, and then you catch up to me because I stopped, and then you punch me and I grab the banana. I was like, dude, just let me.
So egotistical.
Yeah, I was like, dude, just let me catch up to you. I was like, it's funnier that way. Just let me catch up to you, punch you in the back of the head. And he's like, no, dude. No, I'm going to stop and then scream and be scared, and that's going to be way funnier. And I'm like, you just don't want a video where I'm faster than you, even though it's a joke.
Oh my gosh, dude.
And the video sucked. Don't get me wrong. The idea was not that good in the first place. It's not like it was some comedic genius idea.
Right.
But it was like the fact that he stopped, turned, and did like a, it was like, this is the dumbest video I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And then also he would always go like, if there was ever slapstick or ever a physical bit where he was the butt of the joke, he would never end it there. He would always go off script.
Cool.
Like there was one bit where we were like, it was, I'm not gonna explain the whole script, but the bit was we were watching TV and I was enjoying it, and he made a rude comment about it, and then I push him over. And that was like the bit for that scene. I'm recording it, and I push him over, and he falls, pushes himself back up, and then tackles me.
What?
Yeah. The bit was just supposed to be me pushing him over, and then that was it. It was just,
right.
I make a positive comment about what we're watching. He makes a negative one, and I push him over. And that was the bit. But I pushed him over, and he like bounced off the couch and then came and like tackled me and attacked me.
Cool.
And I was like, and normally it's like, yeah, that's kind of funny. You know what I mean? He like attacks me and it's like, oh, whatever. Ooh, whoa, jump scare. Whoa, it's intense and funny. But he always did that stuff. He refused, and he could never be the butt of a physical joke.
That's annoying.
And it was just like, bro. What? So because of stuff like that has happened, I've kind of become very protective over my content.
Yeah.
Which is good and bad.
Yeah. We can work through it. But you know who else can help us work through it? Barry's Guitars. Our first sponsor for today is Barry's Guitars. So Barry's Guitars is a website that sells fishing gear, fishing lures, fishing rods, fishing reels.
Okay.
Pretty sweet. And using the code GridEngine on checkout, you can get up to 20% on your order. You can get 20% added on.
Hell yeah.
As opposed to 20% off.
Yeah.
And I know the name may be misleading, but when Barry first started his business, he was like, he tried to make a guitar and it just didn't work. He was shit at it. So at that point, he just went to his local Walmart and bought all of the fishing gear, marked it up by 20%, and then started selling it online. And so you can expect to find some cheap, possibly broken stuff in the mail coming to you. And the fishing lures are a poor selection and probably, a lure's a lure, but to a certain extent. And then, just rods and reels, probably broken. You got eyelets, you're going to have frayed line. It's going to be absolutely terrific. And I'm so happy about this sponsorship because I didn't have enough poorly made, broken Walmart brand, overpriced fishing rods in my life.
Oh, yeah. You can never have enough.
Right. Yeah. So go to berriesguitars.com and use code GridEngine on checkout for 20% more on your order.
GridEngine.
Now we're going to move on to what you want to do with your precious channel.
What do I want to do?
It's your little baby. You got how you gonna raise it.
So
I'll be there. I'm like stepdad.
So what I want to do with this channel is I want to do like sketch comedy videos every now and again. There's already
You want to do the banana one?
Honestly, I think we should. That would be hilarious.
We should just dig out all of your garbage ideas from when you were 12 and remake them.
Hilarious.
I'm down, dude.
Because also the thing is like with that, I don't even care if it's funny to anyone else. Just because it's an idea that I came up with when I was like 13.
Well, yeah, but we've also spent like well over $1,000 on production equipment, so we could
make it like
we could overproduce the absolute fuck out of your stupid ideas.
That would be
Baby
hilarious.
Noah would be like looking up at you like, damn, bro, you finally made it, huh? That's definitely how Noah sounded.
I want to start making sketch comedy videos, and part of the reason I want to do that is because I really like them, and I want to get really good at it. And I'm not that good at writing comedy now, but I mean, the best way to get better at it is to do it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Work through your growing pains, find out what's funny, what's not, and try to create yourself.
Well, this is something that's important. I think you'll have to remember is it's important to see the project through.
Yes.
Because if you just write the script, start shooting it, and decide it sucks and can it, you're not going to learn nearly as much as if you go through the process of actually releasing it. Then you'll be like, wow, I have really locked in exactly what I do and do not want next time, you know?
So the sketch comedy videos, I want to get better at doing those. I want to actually like get good at writing comedy and stuff like that. And then I also want to do more of like the vlogs that like the one we made where we went and got my car. It was quite a bit of fun editing that, and I just think videos like that would be fun to make. And it's also just a way of like bookmarking parts of our lives, and I think that's a lot of fun. And then another type of video I want to make, just because I think I have some decent ideas and some things that would be not only fun to shoot and edit, but also the activity itself would be fun, is make like activity/challenge videos.
Those are fun.
Like I have a couple ideas that I want to do.
Spill them out here, dude.
So one of them I want to do is, I already have like a lot of like foam LARPing swords because I'm a little bit of a nerd, if you didn't know. But I have a lot of foam like LARPing swords and stuff like that, and they also make bows with arrows where the arrows are just have huge foam tips.
Yeah.
I want to get a bunch of those, and I want to save up and buy some GoPros, and I want to get a group of people together and do an IRL Hunger Games.
That would
where
be fun.
everyone's wearing GoPros.
Yeah.
Get like a designated play area and go to the last man standing. And I think that would be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And I think it would be a blast to edit, and it would be a really cool video.
That would be fun.
And another idea I have is hunting humans for sport.
The most dangerous game.
Yeah. Where we could either use the bows with the foam tips or get like airsoft bolt action snipers and get like 3 to 4 people on the hunter's team, and then one person who's the prey, and the hunters try to go, like the prey gets like 5 to 10 minutes depending on the size of the play area to run in the play area and try to hide.
Right.
And then the hunters go after them. And my thought process was like, maybe potentially, I don't know how I'm going to do it if it ends up happening, but maybe the prey will have a smaller way of defending themselves. Like if the hunters have the bows with the arrows with the foam tips, I would give the prey a like LARP foam knife. So if the prey can manage to get up to one of the hunters, he can,
Okay.
and they would be out.
Yeah.
And then if they had airsoft snipers, I would give the prey like an airsoft pistol with like one magazine.
Right.
And I just think like that's another thing that I think would just be a lot of fun to both shoot and edit, but then also it would just be a fun activity to do with friends.
Yeah.
And I want to do stuff like that. I want to have like challenge videos, tournaments, stuff like that, film them.
I like the idea of challenge videos. I enjoy a certain amount of those on YouTube as long as they're done by the right people with the right people in the right way.
Yeah.
But yeah. What kind of challenges are you thinking?
I'm still trying to come. I have in my notes app, I have some ideas for videos, and I'm still trying to come up with challenge videos because I don't really have a lot of those, because I also don't want the challenge videos to be like those like doofy ass channels that are obviously meant for like 5-year-olds that are like, oh my god, popping 7 balloons at 3 a.m. challenge. It's like
I think you should do like a fun one, simple one would be like a Mario Maker challenge. How many, with only 2 skips, how many levels can you complete on like normal or easy mode?
That would be cool.
And yeah, then you could. The fun part that draws people in is like either the prizes or the consequences.
Yeah,
that would be kind of fun.
Yeah, because that would be a lot of fun. I wanted to do like another Smash Bros. I know this is like gaming and stuff like that, but I wanted to do another like Super Smash Brothers tournament like you used to do a long time ago. I think that would be a lot of fun. A couple of the videos you'll find on the castouts are a series of Skyrim like skits. They're very short. They're like 15 to 30 seconds long. They're really easy watches.
They're pretty funny too.
I like them. I think they're pretty funny, and I think they're really short and sweet and just easy watches. And I want to make one making fun of the horse tilt glitch. Yeah. That was your idea, and I really liked it. I'm not going to get into what we're going to do with that because
I will be the horse.
We'll leave it at that.
Yeah,
because I want the video to come out, and I want people to be able to see it and not spoil everything. And then I had the idea of making a skit about because having a roommate who almost served in the military.
Ooh. That'll be like a good like Sven Johnson style video, I feel like. Yeah.
Did you ever play the Mario baseball games?
No, I didn't even know they existed, dude.
Well, so there's 2 Mario baseball games, and in all of them you have like special moves that you can do where like a character uses their power to like turn the baseball into a fireball or a bullet bill or whatever.
That's like every Mario sports game, yeah.
And I kind of wanted to do a sketch comedy video about a regular guy in Mario baseball. Like there's just this regular ass baseball player who somehow gets into the Mario League.
That would be funny.
And he's just getting shit on by plumbers and turtles.
So funny, dude. Or have him take actual like realistic damage from the bullshit, like a bullet bill, and he's just dead.
He just gets shot through the chest, or he gets hit by Mario's fireball and just lights on fire. That's also the thing with sketch comedy videos, is it all depends on who's watching it.
Yeah.
You write a comedy video, to you it could be the funniest thing in the world, but you show it to the wrong people, they're going to think you're a fucking idiot who doesn't know anything about comedy.
Right. Well, that's because they have predisposed notions of what comedy is, you know? But yeah, I heard something really powerful the other day. When you choose to like something, you inadvertently choose to dislike something else.
Interesting.
You ever think about that? Like when I choose to like an iPhone, I am inadvertently choosing that I do not prefer Android.
That makes sense.
Or something as simple as that. Like there's very few people in the world that truly do love a widespread of things in the same category. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, that does make sense.
It was just an interesting quote that really made me think. And I think that plays into your comment about comedy. Just because someone doesn't like your comedy, that's because before they saw your comedy, they had chosen to only like a specific type of comedy.
Yeah, they
maybe
really
stand-up or something like that. And so, fuck them. They're not your audience. But if you try and play to the general public, you end up like a pop star. You're popular, and then you're a nobody. because you only play into what's popular at the time. YouTubers do that too.
Yeah.
There's very few that can adapt and stay popular, but they're never themselves.
Yeah.
So I think it's important to be a channel where you are yourself and build a fan base that likes you.
And that's what I want to do.
Mm-hmm.
And
I think that's what we're doing at Grid Engine.
oh yeah, for sure. And that's what I want the cast outs to be. I want it to be, and ultimately the reality of the situation is even if the cast outs never grows, never blows up, never becomes a big thing, and I don't become a big YouTuber, I will just be happy having a channel in which I posted a bunch of content that I was passionate about. Mm-hmm. Because that's ultimately what it is for me.
Yeah, that's what it should be.
Yeah, it's not about, don't get me wrong, I 100% want to be a YouTuber. Mm-hmm. I 100% want to be a big YouTuber, and like it's been my dream since I was like 11 or 12. Mm-hmm. But as in wanting to do that, I have created a passion for content creation to the point where I just want to make stuff. Yeah. I don't care whether or not it gets me famous or if it gets millions of views. I just want to make stuff that I want to make.
That's good, because anyone who goes into YouTube hoping to make it big is going to make content they don't care about. It's going to be a chore, and it's going to reflect in their content, and they're never going to make it.
Slime review.
Yeah.
Whoa. You got like a 45-year-old doing a slime review, acting like he's super excited about it, like it's the first toy he's ever seen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's some bullshit, So, yeah. We got skits. We got vlogs. We got short form comedy. Possible challenges. What else are you thinking?
That mostly covers it, because as much as I don't mind doing a gaming thing here and there, like if there was a Smash Brothers tournament, I wouldn't mind putting that up there, but I don't want like gaming to infect it, I guess I could say.
I mean, we have a gaming channel that you could put that on.
Yeah.
That's already has a subscriber base. I wouldn't say they're fans because they haven't seen shit from us in a long time, but if you put it there, it might belong more, unless it was like a challenge or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's
play. What's a really fun challenge?
What?
You play Mario Kart with the Joy-Cons, and one person has each half, or you play some sort of video game.
That sounds really fun.
You play a game on the Nintendo Switch and use the Joy-Cons, and one person has each half, and they have to try to complete some task in the game.
Oh, I like that. That's really funny.
So that is not an original idea. I have seen that on YouTube. I think I saw 1 or 2 videos of it. But it's just, I think it's a really fun and funny idea. Yeah. And I think so to a point, like with the sketch comedy and stuff like that, I want to try to be as original as I can be. But it's also really hard because everything's been done.
Right.
But when it comes down to like challenges and activities, I'm not super like anal about being 100% original, because the challenge itself or the activity itself can be something someone else did, because it's not the same people doing it. It's different people doing it who are going to have different reactions and different things to say about it. So the activities and challenges, I don't mind if they're not original, but the sketch comedy, I want to be as original as I possibly can be.
Yeah. I think one more thing to touch on after our next sponsor is the short films that you've discussed with me at some point that I really think would find a good home there. But that will be after we hear about queefs or whatever you said.
Queefers.
Yeah, queefers.
Queefers.
All right. Hit him with it, dude.
So our second sponsor of the night is Queefers. So Queefers are a line of tampons that are also sound suppressors for your queefs. No one will ever have to hear you queef again. Embarrassed at work because you're queefing 24/7? Use Queefers.
Right.
On your period and you queefing out and a little bit of that's not good.
Okay, all right.
Use Queefers.
What about during doggy style?
During doggy style?
That's when a lot of queefs happen.
So the way,
does it stay in during sex or what? You got so many on this product, dude.
Yeah. So the way queefers are designed, they are designed like it works like a tampon, but it also has a mesh in the middle that allows it to separate.
Okay. All right.
And become like a cylinder.
Oh.
So if you're doing doggy style, that mesh separates and it creates a cylinder that then the pee-pee can go through the cylinder and it doesn't come out or go too far in. And then if you queef during doggy style, it suppresses it.
Wow.
You asked the question.
Yeah.
Don't blame me for this.
I think I kind of fucked you on that one.
Queefers.
Yeah, what's our code? Come on.
Green Engine. Use code Green Engine at queefers.com.
I know that at one point we thoroughly discussed some short film ideas that you had.
Yes. So with like Ryan Higa and Smosh being a big part of my influence of wanting to make like sketch comedy videos, one thing I saw like Ryan Higa do was make like a short film, and it was called, the first one I saw was called Agents of Secret Stuff.
All right.
And it was hilarious. Mm-hmm. And it was funny because of isn't the abbreviation, so the abbreviation was ass. He was an ass.
Nice.
Agent of Secret Stuff. And I remember at the time, like, I wasn't allowed to swear, so I was like, oh my god, he said ass.
Nice. I like that.
But it was like, it was really well filmed, and there was a lot of effort put into it. Yeah. It was funny, and there were some good action scenes and stuff like that. And then also just kind of growing up, I had a huge passion for acting, filmmaking, producing, editing, and stuff like that. So not only do I want to make sketch comedy videos, but I also kind of want to branch out into the realm of short films. And I came up with a couple ideas here and there. If I'm being honest, I don't remember any of them.
Oh. There was one you ran by me about a short film with no actual dialogue.
Oh, right.
Exclusively audio, pretty much. And it tells the story of a man in a cabin, and he's being attacked by he doesn't know what, and it's all audio. It's very suspenseful, and it's strictly sound driven, basically.
Yeah, I remember that now. So my concept for it was it's kind of like takes place in like it's not like overtly like any type of specific apocalypse. Like it wasn't a zombie apocalypse or a disease. It's just clearly like a societal collapse, post-apocalyptic type thing.
Okay.
And it follows this man who finds a cabin, who is armed with a like hunting rifle. Mm-hmm. And when he goes into the cabin and he's looking through and stuff like that, he starts getting shot at from somewhere. Mm-hmm. And my concept for the short film, like you said, is there would be absolutely no dialogue, and the entire thing would be just mainly about sound and the intensity of what's going on and the music, and the sound effects. And I wanted to put a lot of effort into getting the sound effects like really, really good, down to the minute detail, like the grass like blowing in the wind, the creaking of the wood panels of his footsteps, the cracks of the gunshot, and stuff like that. And that's something that's like a pure passion project. It's not really funny. It's not gonna appeal to everyone because like there's no dialogue. It's not like a generic like action shooty thing. But it's something that I really want to try to do a really good job on and make something genuinely really cool.
Yeah. I think that's really fun. I've always wanted to do like a completely unironic short film or something, short film series regarding two factions basically with different types of Nerf guns.
I remember.
But it's in a world where Nerf guns aren't Nerf guns and they have really cool effects and there's nothing funny about it. You know, yeah, the man's holding a Nerf gun, but within the context, if done properly, it can be completely suspenseful.
I remember us talking about that. It was, we were drinking and just having a blast, and we were like, we had all of our Nerf guns out, and we were like talking about like what would go with what and who would use what.
We need to do a Nerf gun collection overview.
Oh, that would be actually really channel. Cool.
That'd be kind of sick.
Just be like, hey man, look at everything I got, bro. I'm fucking strapped as hell.
Yeah.
Pull up with a strap.
Uh-huh.
I mean, I was just saying that I remember when you originally pitched that concept to me. I thought it was really cool.
Yeah.
And I thought there's a lot that could be done with it.
Yeah. There's some people on YouTube that do it, but their special effects are awesome, but it's meant for kids. And so the concepts are always really dumb, and I started to really not like the dudes at the end of it. I went back and checked in on them like 7 years after I stopped watching, and it turns out they're just reposting old videos.
Nice.
And they have well over 1 million subscribers. I was like, what is this, dude? You're still making the same content, but all of your audience has completely grown up. Who are you targeting?
They're probably just targeting the younger, like the new kids. So that's why they're re-uploading old content.
But they're re-uploading them with old Nerf blasters that the kids don't even know what they are. That's the problem.
True, but Nerf is Nerf. As long as it has the big
true.
giant Nerf logo plastered on the side.
Yeah.
So with the new channel, like we were stating, this is kind of like my brainchild for the most part.
Absolutely.
But I'm kind of curious, what are you hoping for with it? Like, what do you see? What do you want for it going forward? And what do you see posting? And what are some ideas you have that you think would be really cool?
Dude, the shit that I think is cool is anything that requires scripting, hardcore editing, all of the tools we have purchased to have at our disposal for production, and a massive amount of effort for a product we're proud of. I don't care what the fuck it is, as long as it meets those criteria, I'm going to be enthralled with any of it, honestly. Mm-hmm. Like, I have ideas, obviously, like the Nerf thing, but even like vlogs, like when we made your new office, I think that should probably go there too.
Oh yeah,
just because it did not belong on Grid Engine at all.
Yeah, that was kind of just really just totally out of the genre.
Yeah.
One genre, or not genre, but series of videos that was originally your concept that we have been doing almost annually, unintentionally.
Yeah.
Was the Ways to Kill a Man series.
Yes. We re-uploaded them from the gaming channel onto the castouts.
Yes. We have 14, 13, and 12, and 11 is currently in the works.
Yes. We have shot a third of it, I think.
I think 2/3. I think we're almost done filming.
Oh, yeah, maybe we are. We did some actual, like, not just in the backyard filming. If you've seen any of the videos, you'll know that it was really low effort, just kind of funny special effects.
Because every Ways to Kill a Man video we have made has been on the spot, in the middle of the night.
Yes.
We were staying the night at one or the other's house, and we were like, hey, do you want to make a video? Yeah, let's do X Ways to Kill a Man. Whoa!
Yeah.
And then we would just come up with the ideas as we went. With 11 Ways to Kill a Man, we decided we were going to do it. We split it down the middle, and because it was 11, we both came up with 6, and then we scrapped 1.
Yeah.
And then we not only coming up with the kills, but we also had locations.
Right. Yeah.
Like, along with coming up with the kill, you had to come up with a location. So this one has different locations. This one has scripted, like, actually thought out scripted kills. It's going to have really good editing and effects.
Yeah.
And and from now on, our intention is to keep the Ways to Kill a Man series going annually.
Yeah.
And every year just bring the number down by 1.
Yeah.
And continue to put this much effort into it, and just try to make it bigger and better every time.
Yeah.
And then we talked about it briefly, but when we get down to 1, we want to make a short film called, like, The Way to Kill a Man.
Yeah.
And
the single best way to kill a man.
And basically make a short film about a guy who some other guy is trying to kill. And that's basically the premise of it. We haven't, like, talked about a script or anything because we're not there yet, because we still have to finish 11.
We got 10 years.
And we got a long time before we need to make that video. But for now, at least, we want to continue doing the Ways to Kill a Man videos annually. And 11, can't make any promises on when it will be done, but 11 is coming. 11 Ways to Kill a Man is coming.
It's going to be an absolute banger, in my opinion.
I'm excited as hell for it.
Yeah, it's so far, the shooting we've done is so promising.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Actual lighting, real green screens, costumes. I'm really just hoping that it turns out as awesome as I'm hoping.
I think it will. I think it's going to turn out really, really well. And I'm really just excited for the amount of effort we both put into writing and filming how much we have filmed up to this point. And then and also cool thing is, so we both now use the same editing software, so we can actually communicate a lot better while editing.
That was a big problem. Adobe Premiere sucks.
The program itself can do a lot and is amazing, but the subscription-based payment is fucking stupid.
Yeah. You can get Final Cut Pro on sale for like $200, and it's all you'll ever need.
Yeah.
To each their own. We'll see how it goes. Yeah. And I'm super excited that we're actually starting this thing finally after having the channel for like 6 months.
Yeah.
And never doing anything with it.
But yeah, no, I'm also really excited to see where it's going to go, and just the ideas we come up with, and just the amount of effort I want to put into it. And I think this thing can be really, really cool and can go a lot of places.
It's going to be very exciting.
It is.
Well, we thank you guys for watching.
Don't
you. Forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you're here for any reason other than our main channel, Grid Engine, go check us out. We do a lot of car stuff there. Also, check out the Cast House. Obviously, we have a ton of stuff going on, and it's going to be just absolutely awesome. So, yeah, peace off.
Thank you, and goodbye.